Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibration Spirituality, and I'm here with your full moon in Libra collective update. I know that you guys have been feeling it. Eclipse season really is has been rearranging us and putting us on the right path. And now we are going to experience a full moon in Libra tomorrow, or the 13th, depending on where you're at in the world, at 23 degrees of Libra, and it'll be happening at 8:21 p.m. Eastern Time. The Mercury retrograde is over, but we are in the shadow period, and we're still seeing if we learn some of those lessons, and it can feel a little foggy because it is in Pisces right now. Mercury's in Pisces, and we also have Venus still in retrograde for one more day. You got one more day tomorrow, and you'll see once again if you have learned that lesson. And so we're feeling it, right? It's a little bit blurry, it's a little bit hard, but the key thing here that Spirit wants us to take as we are moving through this full moon, right? We need to feel. And what we're feeling with this full moon, and it may feel very almost justified, dignified, wrongs need to be made right, and we're seeing where there's not as much balance as we thought. And so Spirit is being very adamant and says with this full moon we need to feel where we have been wronged or things are not right, where there hasn't once again been enough balance and you are wasting your time. And what they mean by that is you keep running in circles over and over and over again to find that your time is just being wasted. So this is the key thing to take with you as you are moving through and have been over these last few weeks. I know that I probably should be putting out these videos probably a little bit sooner, but I think it comes out at the right time spiritual wise. But once again, Spirit wants us to sit here and feel it through. And I've been finding recently that what does it truly mean about emotions? And this is something that is coming from the full moon in Libra for me, so I can kind of share this with you very easily. And I'll eventually maybe put out a course if you guys are interested in it, to really know what it means to be human, because you guys have heard me talk about it, how we talk about our feelings. We are water creatures. We need water to survive. So essentially, emotions are what drive us. And I find that we, as humans, were never taught the emotional body. And I've been getting really deep into it, being from Cancer to Scorpio to Pisces. And maybe I will put out a course on it and see how it goes. But we are emotional people, and the emotions have been put down. So the thing is whatever it is that you're feeling, right? Anger, sadness, frustration, lack. You need to sit here, and I don't want to sound like a dad, but like telling you what to do. But sitting there with your emotions and understanding the emotion and where it is coming from, what it means, how to take action with that, and what it means to feel. Now, this is happening in my first house. I have a Virgo rising for those that know me, but Libra mainly is in my first house. And it is running over and it is very close, I think, in conjunction to Vesta, the asteroid Juno, the asteroid of my marriage, partnerships, what I need in that. But it's also seeing that I need balance. And what is happening is I'm very angry, sad, frustrated. I'm coming to a cycle of completion with the full moon and understanding who I am, what I need, how I need to bring fairness and justice to myself, where I've been wronged, where I've been wronging myself. And I've been seeing that in my outer reality with the people around me and how I'm not being treated fairly. So I'm getting angry. I'm getting frustrated because this is in my first house. I am mainly feeling anger because Aries rules the first house. So I'm seeing a lot more anger, frustration, selfishness, self-awareness, like that kind of thing, where I haven't been selfish enough. I haven't seen, things that I've needed to come back to me. So once again, this is it, right? Feel it through. Be honest with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself that you give more back than this person gives to you, and for whatever reason that may be. And that could be as easy as, this person drains my energy. This person makes me feel like shit about myself. This person doesn't give me enough credit like I give them. They don't support me enough. I go to, I don't know, their things, but they don't ever show up for me. I always shell out more money than this person does for me. It's a balancing act. And it's not something where we need to hurt people and tell people, be mean and yell at them. It's one thing and feel it through if you just need to walk away. Understanding that maybe sometimes you can't, they're not going to be able to give you back what you need, and like really seeing it and taking action with that. And that's kind of that Aries Libra dynamic that I'm talking about. But for everybody else, it's going to be different, right? So let's step into what Libra rules, so that way you can see what is happening, what action you need to take, and what is changing, so you can understand these emotions. So Libra, it is ruled by the planet Venus. It is a masculine sign. It rules the tarot card of justice. It is an air sign, and its constellation is the scales, obviously for balance. And it rules the body part of the hips and the butt and the buttocks. So that's what that rules. And so something Spirit wanted me to touch on as well before we get into their qualities is, because Libra is a masculine sign, this is something that we pursue. So how we pursue our one-to-one relationships, how we go about socializing, how we go about making that justice, making that fairness, because all in that, I would say, fairness, Gemini is right before Libra. And we've talked about Gemini energy, where it's about duality and understanding that there are two sides to people: good, bad, light, dark, right? So everything has a shadow energy. So we have this Gemini energy of already being able to talk, to want to learn, to speak, to intellectualize, to want to continue learning on our journey. And now we're in Libra and we're in the next step. And so the light side of Libra is, they're very charismatic and charming people, if you know them, and that's the energy that comes out. It's very positive. They're very fair. They see both sides to stories. They try to find the middle ground. They're very kind, smart, intellectual, very giving. They love to kind of help others. They're very harmonious and easygoing. Artistic, optimistic, and social. I think I talked about optimistic already, but that's okay. The dark side of Libra that can be and feel very indecisive, detached, and not wanting to create deep connections. Sorry guys, you can be people pleasers at times and wanting to give everybody the best that you can to keep the peace. Overindulgent, sometimes very unfair can be, and do things like by being passive aggressive or superficial or hypocritic or hypocrisy about when they feel, or you can feel, wronged in that energy. So doing things that you feel may be justified by either, because this is air energy, so talking, speaking, gossiping. So these are some darker energies that you may be seeing as you're going through this full moon, because it's time to shed, right? Libra literally rules contracts, like literal contracts that you sign, any kind of verbal agreement that you make with anybody, how you kind of create partnerships with people. And partnerships can be anything to a business partnership, how you work together with somebody. So it does rule romance in your love life, and that's mainly what you see with it. And that's where we look for love life, is through Venus and Libra, and possibly Taurus, depending on what the situation is. It's all about your one-to-one relationships and your social relationships and embodying everybody else. It's also about balance, fairness, justice, and all that aspect. Seeing, once again, where the scales need to be balanced, like I just talked about. Excuse me. So essentially, this is what you're feeling. You're seeing where you've been wronged, where things need to come to a cycle of completion. A full moon is now you see the full picture, you see the light. Now I see the light from Tangled. You're seeing that the truth about how you're not treated fairly, how you don't treat yourself fairly, and for some, how this reflects in your outer reality, and who's not giving back, and who needs to, be the one, masculine energy, like we talked about, who needs to initiate and take that action to fix things. And knowing and understanding that it takes two to tango, people, this is an air sign, so this is all about decision. Gemini is all about making decisions before that. And then we also have Libra now. So everybody has a choice and can make a decision, and this is something that humanity is still learning as a species and needs to understand that you play a part in the role that you do. And sometimes necessarily know it, right? Because we're so in our own self-awareness sometimes too much, because Libra's opposite is Aries. So being in your own self-awareness, you guys have heard me talk about Aries. If you want more information, please feel free to go back to a previous video of mine and see that. But we tend to get really caught up in our own self-awareness too much to be in our own ways, and we can get very selfish in that light and shadow aspect. So it really can cause our outer relationships to suffer, because you have to have that balance, right? You have to get what you need and what you want, and you have to be selfish sometimes, but you also got to understand your choices and what you make can alter your relationships and what you need to do more maybe as well. And this is something else that I have to admit. It's also not just about you. It's also about maybe having more self-awareness to understand and being more self-aware if you find that you're being wronged. This is particular for me too. Within my relationships, is I want to have better relationships, but I realize sometimes I don't give enough out to get that back. And so it's like, okay, step into that Aries energy, be self-aware. What am I doing that maybe I need to do a little bit more of? Maybe I did do something wrong, and maybe I need to have this more self-awareness and understand that how this could have affected somebody else by the choice that I have made. And sometimes it's not necessarily about, I don't want to say feelings, but empathy all the time. It's kind of like looking at that different perspective through your mind, who you are, what you want versus what this person wants, and what you did in that way to see that how this person may feel, or to see the other side of the story and bring that justice, fairness, and balance back into place. And this is what Libra is, the balancing of the scales. So if you've given too much and this person hasn't given enough, okay, well, guess what? We're going to find that balance, and whether that balance means to let go, to maybe fix it, to talk to this person and figure it out, and kind of see where there needs to be more given back. So I hope that gives you some retrospect on how Libra energy works, and finding that peace and that artistic mentality of wanting to live in this luxurious, peaceful way, and how we work through the harmonious aspects of our relationships. And that's what this balancing act is to bring harmony. And so if one just keeps going like this, and this, it just doesn't work. The puzzle piece doesn't fit anymore, right? So we have to implement this into our lives now that we're in the 4D. It's about being in the experience and understanding that we play, once again, that part, and we can create and change and fix things to an extent. But if it's out of your control and you can't fix it, and you did everything that you can and you were wronged and you need to take a step away, that's because that's the balance that you're going to find, then do it and feel it through. See where that's coming from, okay? So I hope that this resonated with you, and until next time, namaste.